Hello, everyone, and welcome to another show. This is the Transformational Storyteller Show, and I am your host, Elena Fernandez. And today I have another amazing guest. Let me tell you a little bit about her. She is delightful and fantastic, and her chapter in The Gifts of Pain is From Chaos to Calm. So you're gonna learn so much about how to live a calm life. And she is the creator of the Empath Earth series. That's hard for me to say, but it is so important. uh, so, Brooke is a holistic practitioner and a visionary in emotional and frequency mastery. Think about those two words as we're having our conversation today because emotional and frequency mastery is key. And so, Brooke Roman, she's dedicated to helping others discover their inner guru by accessing their innate knowledge and power. We all want that, don't we? So make sure that you connect with Brooke because we are going to have all of her information in the show notes and you are going to want to connect with Brooke. Hello, darling.
Hello. It's so good to be here, and you make me sound so good.
Well, because you are, I love you
Thank
and
you.
I admire all of the work that you do, but also I know that you're about to share your story with us and you are an inspiring woman. I really want to
Thank you.
recognize your strength, your resilience, and the power that you have access to transform your life. And I'm so grateful that you're here and I am just honored that you are going to share so much of yourself with our audience and I'm ready for it. Will you please share your story with us?
Absolutely. I am so happy to be here and a little nervous because
Yeah.
I'm sharing one of the most intense situations of my life.
Yeah.
And so
Take your time. Take your time. Take your
here
time.
we go. So, my story is really about an insecure, naive, deep feeling girl who was lost in a emotionally avoidant world. And I mistook attention um, for acceptance and abuse as love.
Oh gosh,
So,
I think we've all done that. I identify deeply with that, and I know that you're about to share your chapter and that people can see within that chapter what happened and I would love for you to take your time if you need to pause as you read, if you need to breathe as you read, and then we'll take time to unpack it after you read it.
great. Thank you, Elena. So,
Thank
my title is From Chaos to Calm. And my story reads like this: I lie there, defeated and helpless, while three men have their way with me. Only 6 weeks after childbirth, at the age of 16, I have already felt like a perpetual victim, empty and lost with a child to raise. With each violent thrust, I kept thinking, I need to change and give my son a chance to thrive. In the midst of the intense physical and emotional pain, a knowing washed over me. There is more to life than this. When neither the police nor the medical professionals would help me, I realized the only way I was going to survive was to save myself. That's when I remembered what I had read in a book about positive thinking. I am what I think I am. I had the power to rescue myself and my child from this cycle of abuse I had called normal. since the age of 3, when I was a victim for the very first time. I began using positive affirmations to calm my negative self talk. 4 months later, I completed my GED and moved far away to attend college. I educated myself traditionally and metaphysically, leaving no stone unturned. As my self esteem grew, I learned that everything is energy. Each of us has the innate power to shift energy at will. Good feeling emotions move energy and create change. Bad feeling stagnate and maintain the status quo. Change happens when thoughts and emotions align. Every person is the guru with the tools to create their every desire. Learning that change started from within inspires me to help others understand their thoughts and feelings, give them the power to calm their inner chaos and create a better life.
Wow, wow, wow. Ooh, I think we all need a deep breath after this. Wow.
I didn't, I haven't really read it since we published. I looked over it yesterday to make sure that I was at least clear and refreshed, but revisiting this gives me a sense of pride and strength. It it took the shame and it turned it into power. Power to help myself and to help others.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for that.
I am so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for you. I mean, I know we worked a lot on this chapter so that it would be the truest and most transformational possible. And I watched you become more courageous, stronger, clearer, and it's just it just gave me an insight as to who you are and who you were, because you definitely embody what you teach. I have the power. I can save myself. I can rescue myself. And you did that through the process of writing this chapter too. It is so remarkable. So remarkable what you're sharing. It broke my heart. I kept thinking back to this child from the age of 3, how you were victimized by these people and then not believed and not supported by the people who claim to do that. And it just breaks my heart and it just shatters my soul that we live in a world where we don't know how to support victims. And knowing what I know is there's a lot that can be avoided. And you're proving that with your vow to break the cycles of abuse. So I honor you, Brooke. I love you. I see you and I want to support you in every step of this journey.
Thank you, Elena. You helped me reach a point to tell a story where I could eliminate the shame because shame is a life killer. And when you hold secrets of shame, your dreams seem so far away or like something that someone else can grasp, but not yourself.
Mm,
And this process of writing this story helped me transform my shame. And that was profound in a way that I had never experienced before. And I really am grateful.
thank you for that. I want, if you're watching, I would love for you to share in the comments, how do you transform your shame? We would love to hear from you, and if you have any questions for Brooke, we welcome them. So, That's so key. And in that, obviously we know why you share this story, and you started to unpack it before about how this shame actually made you, forced you to choose situations that weren't helpful for you. And the just the pain, the emotional turmoil, like you call it chaos, because it is inner chaos. And so knowing that this is very heavy, knowing that this is very intimate, very personal, why do you think it's important to share stories like these?
I think that the more that we acknowledge it and we process what has happened to us, we gain insight. And the great thing about your system, the story system, is that it is such a easy, comprehensive process that takes away all of the emotional um, noise that comes along with those traumas and triggers. And you helped me see the facts. And then when I was able to see, here's what happened, then you told me, now paint that emotion for me, paint that picture. And it was, you gave us 300 words to do it. And I was like, you're crazy, woman. But as we went through the process, I was able to get rid of all of the background noise, all of the insecurities and the useless information, and find my power and strength within my own story. And then as I was telling it, I was like, oh my goodness, this has transformed me on a level that I didn't think that I could reach. And I would recommend it to anyone. Plus, the story system really gives you that ability to explain a situation in a brief moment in time and not get lost in the pain so that you can express the gifts.
Yeah.
Because we're not just here to talk about the pain, we're actually here to share the gifts that the pain brought so that if anybody else has experienced anything similar to the shame that I have, know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel and you have the power within to create the life you want.
Yes. Oh, I love that. And that's such a great segue because I know that your story was published, that you've been interviewed, that you have turned this beautiful gift into something that's helping others all over the world. And I have received so many, just I wouldn't say compliments, but I would call it testimony in my own words, of people who have read your chapter. But not only that, they have completed the exercises. So if you want to get an autographed copy by Brooke, make sure that you contact her in the show notes because she has books that she has for sale. And not only the story that you heard today, but also a way in which you can integrate that story and integrate it into your life so that you can become, like what she calls it, your inner guru. I love that. And so let's talk about your work and the success that you enjoy today and how you're taking what you experienced and to help others to impact lives today.
Well, my passion is to help others harness their personal power and to heal their traumas, to create their careers, their relationships, and the life that they dream of. And the way that I find that to be the easiest is to master your emotional frequency. And we all have an emotional scale with high vibing energies and low vibing energies. And our emotions make up that scale because emotions are energy in motion. And so when you're not dealing with your feelings, you are not moving. And I want to help people get that fire burning within them so that they can find their desires and the way that they work best, navigating and regulating their emotional system, changing their thoughts and their behaviors. Because if you don't work on your emotions, your thoughts and behaviors are just out there flapping around in the wind. But when your emotions match your thoughts and your behaviors, change ensues. You have control.
Wow, that is amazing. And when I look at you and the energy that you exude, because that's one of the things that I fell in love with when I first met you, virtually. We haven't hugged in real life just yet, but I fell in love with that bright, bubbly energy that you exude and your beautiful smile. And sometimes we look at people and we see that they have this beautiful aura and glow around them, and we I would have never thought that you went through all of this trauma and turmoil. And so when you think about chaos to come, you embody this with who you are. And what is something that you think is going to help us with moving past, like you said, the energy in motion, right? Like moving past so that we can transform our lives like you do. What is something that the audience can take away, and why is that important that we shift our energy?
Well, I think that when we know ourselves, when we really know how emotions affect us and which ones are triggering and which ones are uplifting, we can then form our thoughts and our behaviors in conjunction with those emotions. For instance, love is an emotion that looks different when you're at a low vibrating frequency energy
Mm,
than when you're at a high. When you're at a high, you understand it, you're in it, you're feeling it, you're being part of it. But when you're low, it's something that is absent. It's something you're reaching for, but you're not quite sure if it really exists. You know about it, but in low energies, it's hard to connect with love. But
mm,
love still exists in those low energies. It's just not moving. It's just not accessible. But in the higher energies, it is. And so
wow.
when you learn how to work your emotional scale, you know, um, identify where you're at in the situation. So if you're in like grief or sorrow, it's okay. Reach for the next feeling that is above that on your emotional scale. Because if you're in grief and sorrow and you end up in frustration and aggravation, that's a higher vibration and changes is ensuing. So it's not about being like happy and go lucky all the time. It's about working yourself up the emotional scale and nurturing yourself and saying, this is okay. Now let's reach for something better. Let's reach for a little relief. And each time we reach for relief, we gain power and control over our reality instead of our reality having control and power over us.
That is so good. And I'm a big fan of that. We live in a this or that world, but it's this and that. And everything is valid. And the thing that I want to highlight for our listeners and viewers today and on the replay is that they don't have to do this alone. You can help them, right?
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about how you help people know where they're at and get to where they want to be in that emotional scale and how they can master their frequency with your help?
Well, when they come and we sit down and we have a session, you get one session to talk about all of the things that are bothering you. What is your desire? What are your triggers and your frustration and your trauma? And once we discuss that, we start finding the strengths within each situation. And
Mm,
then we start building on top of those emotionally by knowing thyself. Know thyself is the most important thing. And accepting yourself. You don't have to be perfect. Just
mm.
knowing this is how I work and this is how I'm going to move forward. And I accept that. And I'm not always good, but I'm always working on being great.
Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh. We have David watching. Hi, David. Thank you for tuning in and letting us know that you're here. And now that we know that you work with people and they can contact you so that you can support them one on one and in a very safe and private way in which they can work to resolve their trauma, can you tell us like why would someone do that? Because I sometimes it isn't clear, like you said, sometimes you think that that's something that someone else can do that is not available to us. But if you were to talk to someone who's on the fence about maybe working on themselves, maybe, reaching out for help, maybe taking the first action toward mastering their energy and their frequency, what would you say is possible for them? And is it possible for anyone?
I think it's possible for anyone. It's in the belief of yourself. So, again, knowing thyself, understanding how your emotions work and where you plug them into your emotional scale, and then how to work yourself up into a place where you're open, you're feeling relief, possibly even excitement and encouragement. Like everybody has the ability to look at a situation and find a jewel. It's like a diamond in the rough. Everything is happening for our greater good. I believe that. Even when we have these trauma and chaos and turmoil in our lives, there is a jewel within that situation that we can take with us that betters our lives so we never have to revisit these cycles again. And
Mm,
that's what I want. That's how I want to help people. I want them to know that with a little bit of practicing and being with your emotions on a daily basis, you can orchestrate them and paint the reality you want. And the better you feel, the better life is. And the lower you feel, the harder life is. So let me show you how to walk yourself up the emotional scale and find goodness no matter what is happening in the world around us. We have the power to shift and change energy at will. And I want everybody to be able to do that.
yes, me too. Absolutely, because I know exactly what you mean. I have lived it myself and I have experienced a lot of trauma in my life. And one thing that I want to clarify, because what you shared was so horrific, just terrible. And no child or human or any being, actually, because we know that all beings are mistreated in this earth, and none of us should be hurt in such a way. And and it's painful and it's hard and it's horrific and it's terrible to even imagine. And at the same time, there are many people who have not experienced things that people validate as horrific. So when I heard you read, and when you first shared this story about what was going on with you, not only at 3 years old, but having had just your baby, right? And these people really hurting you, anyone is going to have compassion for that if they have feelings, right? But what about the people who think like I didn't go through anything like that, and they use their comparative suffering is what I call it, because maybe they think that what they went through was not that bad, or maybe it wasn't a big deal, and they've someone or themselves have convinced them that is not trauma. How do you handle that?
I think that if you feel it, it's real. And you're the only one that can say how real it is. So today, where I stand with what I went through at 16 and at 3 years old, I see it totally different than I did 10, 20 years ago through the healing process. So if it matters to you, it matters. And if it provokes an emotion, why not learn how to control those emotions and create the reality you want rather than letting those emotions control you? Listen, if your nails are the most important thing in your life and you break one on your way to your favorite, like, uh, social, or you're going to a meeting and that makes you feel powerful and strong, it's equally as important as what I shared.
I
Ab-
agree.
Abraham Hicks and the law of attraction say it is as easy to create a button as it is a castle. And that is the same for emotions. If you feel it, it is real. Let's figure out how to make it work for you.
Yes. Ooh, that's so powerful. I love it. Can you share that quote again so that everybody can write it down?
The one of Abraham Hicks,
Yes, yes.
that Abraham Hicks says that it is as easy to create a button as it is a castle. It's all the same energy. It's how you feel about it, which makes it come alive or stagnate you.
Yes, I love it. And I want to share the quote that you that we chose for the gifts of pain that you shared on social media. Each of us has the innate power to shift energy at will. So you can quote Brooke in that each of us has the innate power to shift energy at will. How powerful it is to see that we can actually do this on our own and we don't need permission or saving from someone else. So would you unpack that quote for us? Each of us had the innate power to shift our energy at will.
I really work from a place where we have everything that we need to be successful in this life within us already innately. And when we master emotional regulation and our frequency, we become the sorcerers of our world. We are the genie in the bottle, granting us all the wishes that we want in life. And I know that that sounds all high vibing and tutti frutti, but it's available for anybody to access, even in the hard times.
Mm.
It just may not feel so enlightened. It may just feel like relief. And they all are the same: a button and a castle, love and sorrow. You get to choose how they affect your life. And I want to help you how to master working and navigating your emotional scale.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much, Brooke. And that is so beautiful. I wanted to dance a little bit. I'm a genie in a bottle, baby.
I'm a genie in a bottle, baby.
Although we're not in the bottle, right? We are free.
No, the whole world, the whole universe is our bottle.
Yeah. Oh, I like that so much. Oh my gosh, give us some hearts if that resonated with you. I love it. And we're running out of time for today. But I wanted to ask you because I know you're a speaker, I know you're an author, you're a media personality, you're a coach, and you share your powerful insights that you've gained through your horrible experiences that you make work for you through the emotional scale. And I want to ask if there's someone listening right now or watching who wants to start this journey, what is one thing that they can do that is going to get them started right now?
Pay attention to how you speak. So, what I would do is every morning I'd start my day with, what do I desire for today? And write it down. And I look at those words and I feel those words and I sit with those words, take deep breaths in, feel that desire. And then I look at the emotional scale. Where am I sitting? Am I sitting in frustration or disbelief? Or when I wrote that desire down, did I say to myself, oh, yeah, that's nice, but not today? Well, if that's the case, then let's talk ourselves into a place where it's okay. It's okay that you don't feel it today, but that doesn't mean that we're not making progress.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that we can't have a feel good day and I can have my coffee in my hands and my nails can look good and I can drive down the street and I can see all the happy things that are happening for me. And then as you do that, you start to feel better about it. And you're like, yeah, I don't have to have it today. I just have to take one step forward. And you work yourself up that emotional scale. And you practice waiting into, moving up emotion by emotion or feeling by feeling until you get to a place where you're like, anything's possible. Well, I'm going to let today happen and I'm going to take in all the jewels. So
Yeah.
it's really practicing your emotions and what they mean to you, and then working yourself up to the next emotion that makes you feel even better or it brings you to relief, whichever one works from the
Yeah.
situation you're operating from.
Oh, that is so good. So I'm gonna start paying attention to how I speak. I I will do it more intentionally.
And it's
uh,
really about how you feel about the words you're using. You can
yeah,
express yourself the exact same way, just choose different words that make you feel a little more hopeful, a
yeah,
little bit more excited,
yeah.
a little bit more powerful.
I love it. Oh my gosh. And I love you. And I'm so grateful that you came today to share your powerful and inspiring story and your remarkable teachings that can help us move from emotional turmoil and chaos to calmness and clarity. And I love the joy that you exude, and I want everyone to take that in of what is possible from coming from a place of despair and real trauma. And we all experience this, but this energy of transformation is also very, very real and can be possible for everyone. Thank you so much, Brooke. You're amazing.
Thank you. And if any of you out there have a story you want to tell and you don't know if you can do it, you need to contact Elena because she will give you the ooey gooeyness to tell that story in a way where you feel proud, strong, and powerful.
Oh, thank you so much. You're the best.
I love you,
I
girl.
love you so much. Well, everyone, this was the Transformational Storyteller Show. Thank you for tuning in. I love you, and I will see you next Thursday. Bye
Bye.
bye.